My name is Goodwin, and I'm 12 years old. I'm the president, CEO, and creator of Gabby.
I am Rozalynn Goodwin. I don't have a title outside of mommy/inventor.
And these are my notes on innovation. So Gabby bows are barrettes that have two faces, so you can see the design both ways. And they also have teeth and craters to trap the hair. So you wrap the hair around the center strip, then snap one end closed and snap the other end closed, and it doesn't come out. It all began one day where my mom was really frustrated and she started ranting on Twitter. And our pastor had saw the tweet after many moms were agreeing and arguing about, yeah, I use these barrettes, or I use rubber bands at the ends to hold them together, or something along those lines. And our pastor had saw the tweet, said, sounds like a market you need to break into. And at the time, my mom really wasn't trying to start a business, but she, with my persistence, and she told me one day and said, and I was like, so we can actually start a business. And so I kept pushing her to start this idea. I kept nagging her with questions every single day. And that just helped us be able to get the motivation for the business and as well as the idea as well.
So the rant was all about hair barrettes that kept slipping out of her hair. So I would spend 20, 30 minutes laboring over styling Gabrielle's hair, put barrettes at the end of her pigtails, and I'd get pictures during the day from her preschool teacher with her hair all out like this. Like I didn't do anything to her hair that morning. I was going to buy bows to replace the barrettes she was missing every 2 weeks. So I had gone to my bi-weekly trip to the beauty supply store to buy more barrettes because she had lost, half of the barrettes that week, and got home and was just trying to sort them by color. I mean, every time I'd go, I'd buy, 30, 40 bows at a time. I was trying to sort them by color, and I realized some of them didn't have a clasp on them to close without any hair in them. So I just got frustrated and just started complaining about barrettes that wouldn't stay in her hair, and asked moms had they found some that would, and then some of them just started talking about all of the tricks that they do, tying rubber bands around them so they stay in, or some people just said we've stopped using them altogether because they don't stay in. So that was the rant, and of course our pastor jumped in and in this conversation with a bunch of moms who were complaining throughout the idea about breaking into a market. I was not trying to break into anything. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life, and it took probably about a week or two later, I was styling her hair, but I couldn't get that conversation out of my head. So I was really styling her hair and mumbling under my breath that somebody needs to fix this problem. And I think I said something like, man, somebody needs to make a bow, or somebody needs to do something that works. So Gabby heard me. I didn't know she heard me. She was 5, jumped out of the seat and said, Mommy, are we gonna make a bow? And I really didn't know how to respond to her. So I said something to kind of brush her off because I really was not trying to break into anything or was trying to create anything. And I thought that was the end of the conversation. But the first thing she said when she got home that day and every day after that was, Mommy, when are we gonna make my bow?
My mom thought it was a science project. So the process was basically we were going to get the bows that we already had, sort them by color, and analyze them and figure out why they were falling out. So we had done that for multiple, probably months. And so we had done that. And my mom thought that we can be able to sell this product, be able to make enough money for college, use that money for college and all these other necessities, and just to move on with our regular life. And of course, that did not happen as planned. But that was basically, we went to focus groups. We were trying to sell it to a major company, and we went through several focus groups, and they were like, we are deciding that we do not think that this barrette is the right fit for this company. We had already had the prototypes and the design of the barrette that you see now. And then my mom was like, what am I gonna do now? I don't wanna show my daughter that you can't do anything. I wanna show my daughter that you can do anything. And she was like persistent, like I was with the major company. She was like, how do I finish this science project? And she said, she was just like, can you just help me make one bow? And they were like, I don't think you know how much that costs, what you have to do to be able to just make one bow. We could not just make one bow. It was like 500. But from there, we were introduced to our engineers and also our manufacturers who we still use today. And just that process we were able to develop the business.
So the process of saying that we were going to start a science project, because that's all I thought it was at the beginning, started when she was 5, shortly after the rant on social media. We basically committed to sitting down at the kitchen table, looking at our existing barrettes that we had, going to buy other barrettes, and at the level and age of her comprehension, I'd say, well, this one works a little better than the other one. I'd send her to school, and if any of them came back, we said, okay, well, that one stayed a little better. Why did this one work versus the other one? And then we're really just kind of reasoning, and like I said, at 5 years old, she was able to say, well, Mommy, these have these spiky things on them, like teeth. Maybe that's why they're staying in. So we just kind of make notes. Okay, so teeth are important. And even looking back on experience, my mother has always had a huge pet peeve. So if you understand or are familiar with classic barrettes, plastic barrettes, they usually just have one face, just one ornament, one design. So if it's at the end of a pigtail, it can twist or it can turn, and you just see the back of it and you just see the strip. My mother hated that. She hated that so much that if we were around her and Gabrielle's bows would turn and you would just see the back, she'd retwist it to be like, you gotta make sure you're still showing the design. And I was like, Mom, that's like impossible. There's one side, like her hair's gonna flip and you're gonna see the back of it. So one of the first things we said, okay, we're gonna come up with an idea, because that's all we were trying to come up with, was an idea to sell to an existing company. You gotta be able to always see the design. So that's where the 2 faces came from. And then from there, it was like, how do we make it stay in the hair? So that the teeth, the craters, the wraparound method with the center strip, all of that came from just sitting down and observing different barrettes that were on the market and coming up with a way to solve the problem of disappearing hair barrettes. And we were doing all of this work and working on a science project. Well, Gabrielle was in school. Her younger brother was 2 and nocturnal, not sleeping at night. And also while I was working full-time in my day profession still in health administration and policy. The design, or the idea of the design, came, and neither one of us could draw. We paid an artist who goes to church with us. I basically sat down with him and said, okay, this is what we're thinking. Try to translate it from my head to his piece of paper, and he was able to draw a 3D image of what we had, the idea. So that is what we started taking, that's what we actually tried to sell to the existing company, was a drawing of the idea. We didn't get to prototype stage or phase until the company said, we're not interested in buying it, but we will give you some pointers on what to do to finish your science project. I don't know why no one fixed this problem before now. And many people we get, of course, we're active on social media, so people leave comments all the time like, why didn't I think of this? Where were you 20 years ago? And we, jokingly always respond, I wasn't born yet. She's just 12. So that, I think that's the awesome thing about innovation. A lot of times it's very simple if someone had taken the time to really think about it and said, it's not good that we've been dealing with this problem for generations. I mean, my mother dealt with this problem. Somebody needs to fix it. So I think that's just kind of what happened. And it was really only because of her persistence that I believed that we could fix it. She believed we could fix the problem. And me just wanting to make sure that I wasn't setting an example that things were impossible. That was all that was driving me with this science project, is that I just want to prove to my daughter that nothing's impossible.
I think innovation means that just to come up with the idea that you think is necessary. As a lot of people say, a product or a business idea always comes with a need. So I think that just thinking of something that may be innovative to you or maybe innovative to other people is what I think innovation means. So we talked with the manufacturers, engineers. The business launched February 7th, 2014. And I had just come back from a party, so I was so excited, pumped. I was like, we're actually starting a business at my age, looking at the website for the first time and looking at, we only had 3 colors, 1 design at the time. Now we have, now at this moment, we have 3 colors and 13 colors and 3 designs. So to see that growth is pretty amazing. And also, we had made a commercial, like probably 2 weeks before, just to share on social media with our friends and family, just to make sure, just because my mom was still persistent on making sure that we would sell this product to that company. So we made the commercial, we posted it on social media. In about probably 24 hours, we got about 1,000 views. And it wasn't just our family and friends. And she was thinking that we would set up a website, we would send it to our family and friends, have them buy the product, be like, oh, people like this product, people want to buy it, and then bring it back to that company, sell it, we're going on with our regular life. That's not what happened. The first order was somebody all the way from California. So we were like, we're actually a real business. We didn't have, now we couldn't really go back to the company because we were actually selling across the country. And that was pretty monumental for me because at this moment we have been in business for 5 years. And to see me from 7 years old, shy and timid, and for me to be able to go to this 11-year-old, look from the 7 to the 12-year-old and the years in between, to see my confidence growing is pretty cool.
When we launched the website, it was at the advice of an attorney who told us to disclose it because we were just sending this drawing out. So I still thought after we got some traction, I'd go back to that company and ask them to sell it. I really wasn't trying to start a business.
So I understand that this design is patented. Can you talk a little bit about how that process worked?
We first had got a provisional patent, which for anyone who's struggling with patents and all that type of information, basically what a provisional patent is it covers your business for about a year. You pay it yourself. It's probably $100 or hundreds of dollars, $200, $300. And you're just able to have it for a year, be able to keep your business protected as long as you are in the process of getting a design and utility and all the other patents that you need to be able to be fully protected. And so at the point we were using that provisional patent, we applied for the design patent about 2015 or late 2014, and we had got it. We had gotten it 2015 as well, and that one was probably the 2 that we have, which is the design and the utility, it's probably about a few thousands. It took a lot of money, but it's worth it because then you're able to protect your business fully, and your idea or business or whatever, you're able to protect it as well. And then we got our utility patent. We went through a lot of years without actually having that patent. We applied probably 2016 and got it 2018, like late 2018. So that one was the big one. It's the utility. It protects how your idea works and how it's made as well. So that one's the big one, but we finally got it, and it was really a big moment for me as well, because we were like, we're fully patented. We're able to not have other people steal our idea. We're able to flourish and be more successful with this business. So that is the patent process for the business.
How's it been working together on this?
Well, we've definitely had a better bond with this business. My mom, as she said, she is a healthcare lobbyist, so she is traveling all around the state, always at the State House. And then my dad, as well, he is a comedian, stand-up comedian, so he is always traveling, and we really didn't have as much time together as we do now. And when I was little, 3, 4, 5 years old, it was just because my dad was also still working at the time when I was 3, 4, 5, as well with as a part-time comedian. So it was like he was working, my mom was working, my dad had to go travel somewhere, and we barely could have time to bond together. But then now my mom, as my manager, or whatever you want to call it, we're able to spend more time together, travel together, talk about business, talk about life, just because of this business. And it's helped me be able to know that family is really important when it comes to big, huge, successful things. And we're able to work on speeches together. My dad's a comedian, so he's always on stage. And he always has to be energetic because you don't want to listen to a monotone comedian. So we are always talking about how I can improve in my public speaking. And then we're also writing notes or writing letters together or filling orders together, packing parties for major stores or major retailers. And my brother as well, he is really grown. He was really inspired by me, and he was always like, my idea, my business, my invention is going to be metals, or it was a very, very, very long talk for a few years about what he wanted to do. And for him to be able to know how to do business now, he's able to have his own business, which he does books and art as well. So he is grown tremendously as well. And just to see my family be this family that's not an ordinary family at all is pretty cool, because we're able to balance different things and still be able to be together and be a family. So my typical week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I dance 3 hours, 3.5 hours a week. So, and that's basically Tuesday. I have 2.5 hours of dance on Tuesday. So that really eats up my time. And so I wake up, do whatever I need to do in the mornings, get ready for school. I get out of school about 3:25. Then get home. If I have dance, I immediately have to go get dressed, rush back out. But as soon as I come back home, I'm able to do my schoolwork or be able to do something that's really important, just be able to finish my tasks before my mom gets home, so then we can be able to focus on the business, focus on what I need to do, if I need to practice something. And I'm really just trying to be more involved in the business because I'm growing and I'm maturing and I have to be more responsible for things. And yeah, I really don't have a set bedtime right now because it's always like, oh, you're up, well, I never get to sleep early, but I mean, it's pushing me as well, and I'm also able to grow and able to handle new things that I probably wouldn't be able to handle and learn about without this business. And it's really helping me because I'm able to use time management, and I'm able to boost my confidence. I'm able to do all these type of things that will help me in the real world as well when I turn 18 and go and be an adult as well. Right now we are working on hair products, like the hair products for the hair, and we are going to launch that late April, so that's pretty exciting. We are in the process of figuring out what products we want to use for this round. It's going to be like a lot of rounds. We're starting with probably 3 products, then expanding to more and more. And it's pretty exciting because we're able to center our business around hair, around girl empowerment, around confidence. Be able to rock your hair is one of the most important things about confidence. So that is one of the things, that's something that we are working on right now.
Typical advice I give people who have an idea or a project in mind. A lot of times people get stuck on just trying to figure out what the blueprint is, what steps 1, 2, or 3 is. I've learned through this process that I may just know step 1, but don't let that stop you from advancing to step 1. Once you get to step 1, things will be revealed for step 2. You'll meet someone for step 3. That person at step 3 will help you figure out who you need to talk to for step 4. So I think people get stuck when they're talking about innovation or ideas because they won't even take the step. The fear of not knowing what step 2 is, that fear immobilizes them, that they never move on those ideas. I've heard someone, I think Miles Monroe said the richest place in the world is the graveyard. Because people die with ideas. They die with solutions. They die with books inside of them. And we're just determined as a family, my husband and I, to make sure that we pour ourselves and we die empty, and our children do the same.
I see my future as running the business. I've always said that I want to run the business with my daughter if I have one, like my mom did with me. And also I'm a dancer, so I may want to incorporate that in some way. But I love to dance, so it's really a big part of my life, and I would like to carry that on as well. My friends were very surprised at first, like, I'm friends with a famous person. Oh my God, it's a really big leap when you want to tell your friends that you have an international business that's making a lot of money. When you have friends that are asking you if you can have money or be a part of your business so they can make money as well. If they want to ask you if they can travel with you or whatever. I have a lot of questions about that, and my friends talk about it a lot. But I mean, as long as I have their support and I have their encouragement to keep going, it's gonna be okay. So I think just they are very welcoming sometimes about it, and they're always like, well, great job on do good on that, or great job on this, or have fun there. And they're always really supportive about it. One of my friends says that I'm their model sometimes. She likes to, she's our model, she likes to wear them. And she's always been like, I'm Gabby's model. I get to wear all these bows. And I'm fine with that. It's okay that we have models that can rock Gabby bows and be fine with it. And we're 12, going on 13, going on to be 18 and eventually be an adult. And just to see them still be excited about bows at this age, just to keep them excited about being a girl or being a young person that's still in school and still doing big things. And I encourage them as well to do whatever they want to do, because we're all going to be successful at one point. My former elementary school teacher, our principal, he said, believe so you can grow and soar. And I also have a quote that says, no is just an abbreviation for next opportunity. So after every no, or after every 10 no's, you're still gonna get a simple or a big yes. It can change your life forever.
Entrepreneurship should be an important part of education and curriculum. And that's a lot of the reason why we just recently established a Mommy and Me Entrepreneurship Academy. We have about 60 girls from 22 states who are currently enrolled. It is a virtual academy. They range from age 3 to 14. And we are helping them start their own businesses with our product. So we're micro-franchising Gabby bows. And we've had, almost 20 of them already sell out of their starter kit bows. They're at vendor shows every weekend. And to see them even grow in just 3 months, some of the girls who were shy to get on camera and to speak about their business or product now are constantly on camera asking their moms, can they get on video and share videos? And just seeing them being excited and growing in their confidence. There's a 5-year-old in Alabama who sold some bows to a relative yesterday, and her mom tagged me on a video. But just to see her explain the barrettes, and then when they handed the money, she just kind of snatched it. It was hilarious.
And just walked away.
She just walked away, just give me my money. But to see girls, and we call them girl bosses, to see them walk in that confidence as early as 3 years old, there won't be anything that'll be able to stop them. So the confidence, the courage that comes through entrepreneurship, we think all young people can benefit from, but especially girls,
We are here at the Adventures Children's Museum downtown in Columbia, South Carolina. This is where the bows are sold. We are here because we are here mostly every summer. We have been here for the camps, and they have really hit home for me. This is like my second or however many homes I have, because there's a lot of things that are very close to my heart. But this is a very important place for me because this is where I spend my summer. This is where Gabby bows are sold. And it's all about STEAM and creating as well. So this is a very cool place.
I was at a Chamber of Commerce meeting and happened to meet, I was in a conversation with the new president of Adventure. We started talking, and I mentioned that my children have been going to the camp, and I said, well, you may be familiar with one of my children, Gabby. She's the one who invented the Gabby bow. And she said, oh, wow, I didn't know she was at the camp. And then I said, okay, well, this is a great time to pitch. So we had a conversation about Adventure carrying the barrettes, and we kicked it off with a big celebration. Gabrielle did a workshop for kids here, so people were able to meet her, get books signed, and we were able to start carrying the product.
So I do sell and pitch the business. Since I'm the president, CEO, and creator, I'm the face of the business. I'm the one people want to see. I'm always in front of the camera. I'm always on the pictures or whatever. And so they see me on stage pitching, or on a TV show pitching the product, or me at a vendor show selling my product at my table with my mom, and me standing in front of the table. I'm always in front of the table unless something is needed back there or I'm on a lunch break or whatever. And I am the lead salesperson. I am the face of the business, as I said. So I'm always pitching. I'm the one there pitching unless they say 18 or older or whatever. I am the face. I'm the one pitching. I'm the one selling. And that has really impacted me because I'm able to talk to more people and also be able to grow my confidence. So some cool experiences that I've had were national television, and I've been in major cities that everybody wants to go to. And it's pretty cool because I probably would have never been able to go to those cities without this. And also, I have also spoken across the country as well. And I spoke in Alabama, and I am also about to speak in Indiana, which is pretty cool. And I've spoken around the world as well. I mean, not world, sorry, country. So it's pretty cool. And also, I'm in a group called Independent Youth, and I just joined We had our first meeting, well, my first meeting, my first time meeting some of them, because I have met some of them before. But we were in St. Louis. That's probably one of the main cities that we're going to be in. But there's entrepreneurs like Michaela from Me and the Bees Lemonade, and Alina Morris from Zollipops, Xandra from Xandra Beauty, a bunch of big name entrepreneurs that you will look up to. And it's pretty cool for me to be able to just have a direct contact to them and always be able to talk to them and grow a bond with them, because that's what a lot of people want to do, and it's really cool for me as well. And we're gonna do a lot of things together, and I'm really excited for it as well. My name is Gabby, and those were my notes on innovation.